More and more eccentric superhumans are coming out of the woodwork. We're going to launch a division for them. And I want the She-Hulk to be the face of it.
Jennifer Waters. Namaste.
I have a serious conflict of interest. This man tried to kill my cousin, Bruce.
Yeah, that's quite all right.
Oh.
I guess the first thing is, obviously there's been a lot of talk around the CGI. Do you think fans will be pleased with the final product when it's out and the focus moves onto what is actually happening in the story?
I think they will be pleased. And I think if they're not, they'll still be transported along on a journey of, you know, a bunch of fun characters that are entertaining and funny.
Can you tell me a little bit about what it's like to work against Tatiana when she's got like the CGI suit on? Like, what are the practicalities of playing against the Hulk?
When she's in her cute little CGI pajamas. Well, what I always joke is that the eye line is up here on like a little green alien suspended above her head. But I want to, as any human would, I want to talk to her face. I want to talk to Tatiana. But if I, Ginger, the actor, do that, then in post-production, it looks like Nikki is just talking to Jen's boobs, you know, which would be fine in my opinion, but it literally, so I can't, I have to be like, oh, you're talking here, but your head's up here. But sometimes they would put her on a riser and I could actually look at Tatiana. So a lot of times they would go to the extra mile to build these really elaborate lifts for her. And then that confines her to where she can walk. So if she's walking to her office, she has to be on this little like, you know, balance beam almost that we made for her. But yeah, Tatiana's very physical and she knows exactly which physicality she's doing when she's Jen or when she's She-Hulk. So just her physicality and her posture, I can see it in my peripheral vision, even if I can't act with her eyes. And I know like, oh, there's She-Hulk. And I've only just now been able to see it. And it's so weird. Like none of it is surprising to me. I'm like, oh yeah, that's who I was acting with. I was acting with She-Hulk. Like it doesn't look, it's not like, I'm not like shocked by it in any way. Yeah.
Can we talk a little bit about the Captain America virginity jokes in episode 1, like how they came about?
You know, the Captain America jokes were always a part of the script. Jessica Gao loves that joke and she peppered it throughout. And it became something that Tatiana really loved. And she ended up even making this, Tatiana's idea was to make the screensaver of Jennifer Walters' phone, Captain America.
I love that. Something about like superheroes loving superheroes. I kind of like adore the sort of everything, the collaboration of it all. I mean, something that is obviously so complex in the world of the MCU is like where exactly She-Hulk fits in and juggling specific events with what's happening in your own story. Can you tell me a little more about that? Like obviously there's the Shang-Chi connection, events like Abomination's jailbreak. Can you tell me a little bit more about how you managed to interweave all these things together?
Well, luckily we have this guy named Kevin Feige who is very helpful in keeping all those things in line. And, you know, people always ask me, is he involved? And yes, he's quite involved. And his involvement really is in holding the entire universe, you know, in his head. And so whenever we would have questions, you know, Smart Hulk's arm, the jailbreak of Abomination, he kind of knows all the sequencing of that. So we had a great resource in him.
I don't know how his mind works. Like all of these things being spun at once, wouldn't want to be in his shoes.
It's a big job. And, you know, I felt a certain responsibility to launch this fairly new genre in terms of a legal workplace comedy that also fit into the scope of the MCU, both visually and with all the characters. So that was a constant conversation that you've hit upon.
Obviously you've got like people coming in like Daredevil, how does he get involved? And anything else you can tease us in that
I can definitely tease you, but I can't say anything. There are lots of surprises. Daredevil, you know, I think we'll get to see a more playful side of him than we've ever seen. How's that?
Yeah, it's pretty good.